What if I told you that every single woman you've ever crossed paths with has been sending out signals of lust, and you were too blind to see them? What if those innocent glances, the subtle movements, and the fleeting touches you brushed off as nothing were actually her body screaming, "I want you," but you missed them all? Most men think they've mastered the art of reading women. They assume it takes flashy flirting, obvious touching, or a whispered invitation to reveal attraction. But the truth, if you think you've got women figured out, think again. Because here's the harsh reality. Every woman you meet is constantly communicating with her body, and a good portion of it is drenched in lust. If you don't know what to look for, you're walking away from opportunities you never even knew existed. So let's dive deep into the world of female body language and uncover the signals that most men miss. These are not random acts. They're not meaningless gestures. Each glance, each tilt, each brush of her hand is a carefully woven thread in a silent language of desire. And trust me, once your eyes are open to this language, once you learn how to read what's been there all along, you'll never be blind again. Before we get started, if you're serious about becoming the kind of man who doesn't miss what others overlook, make sure you subscribe to Stoic Advice for Men. This is where we cut through the noise, reveal the truths most men ignore, and give you the tools to navigate women, relationships, and life with clarity and strength. Let's talk about lips, because they are one of the most primal and underestimated tools of seduction. A woman doesn't need to announce her desire out loud. Her mouth speaks without words. Have you noticed the way her lips part when she's talking to you? It might look like casual conversation to you, but it isn't. That slight parting, the way her tongue glides across them, it's primal. It's teasing. It's her way of hinting that behind her polite words lies something far more intimate. Most men miss this. They assume she's just nervous, or maybe she has dry lips. Wrong. When she touches, licks, or bites her lips, it's never just random. It's a signal, a subconscious one, that her body is imagining you kissing her. And the more she does it around you, the stronger the message. Here's the kicker. Men who fail to notice these cues are silently rejecting her advances without even realizing it. Imagine being handed an invitation to desire and ripping it up because you thought it was a scrap of paper. Don't let that be you. Then there's the tilt of her head. It seems so small, so insignificant that you could easily dismiss it. But pay attention. When she tilts her head just slightly while talking to you, she's not just listening to your words. She's listening to your presence. A tilted head is a primal sign of openness, of curiosity, of being intrigued. It says, "I want to know more about you. I'm leaning in without stepping forward." This is the body's way of breaking down barriers. Dogs do it when they're curious. Children do it when they're fascinated. And women do it when their defenses are dropping. If you see her tilting her head while her eyes are locked on you, don't brush it off. It's an invitation to deepen the connection. Ignore it, and you'll come across as oblivious. Recognize it, and you'll suddenly feel the conversation shift from surface-level words to magnetic energy. And then, the eyes. Oh, the eyes. They are perhaps the most powerful weapon in a woman's arsenal. You've heard the phrase, eyes that undress you. That's not poetry, it's biology. When a woman desires you, her eyes will betray her. Her pupils will dilate, her gaze will linger just a second too long. And you'll catch her looking not only at your eyes, but at your lips. This isn't coincidence. This is her mind running ahead to an intimate scenario, while her body quietly echoes the fantasy. The way her eyes flicker between your mouth and your eyes is her way of saying, "I want to close the distance." It's not politeness, it's lust, pure and unfiltered. Here's what most men get wrong. They think long eye contact is simply being polite or friendly. But when her gaze holds yours with that unmistakable charge, when you feel that tension thicken in the air, it's not friendliness. It's desire in its rawest form. Now let's move to touch. Gentlemen, touch is the universal language of intimacy, and when a woman touches you, it is almost never an accident. That brush of her hand against yours, intentional. That playful tap on your arm, intentional. The way her hand lingers near your chest, almost touching, but not quite. That's one of the most blatant signals of sexual attraction. She's not just listening to your words, She's magnetized by the space between you, wanting to close it. And here's something you need to understand. These touches are a game, a flirtatious game of cat and mouse. She's testing the waters, gauging your reaction. If you pull back, she'll assume you're uninterested. If you stay present, she knows you're attuned to her. So next time a woman casually brushes against you and lingers just a second longer than necessary, don't dismiss it as coincidence. Recognize it for what it is, her body extending an invitation before her words ever could. Hair is one of the most underestimated tools of female allure. Women know exactly what they're doing when they flip it, run their fingers through it, or let it cascade in front of their face. When she flips her hair over her shoulder, she's drawing your attention to her neck, her jawline, her femininity. When she twirls a strand between her fingers while looking at you, it's not just idle fidgeting. It's a subtle signal of attraction, a subconscious way of keeping your focus on her. Even when she hides behind her hair, it's often a sign of wanting safety and intimacy in your presence. She may be nervous, yes, but nervous in a way that carries desire. She's simultaneously shielding herself and inviting you closer. Think of her hair as a curtain she controls. Sometimes she parts it to reveal, sometimes she uses it to intrigue, and sometimes she hides behind it to heighten the tension. Either way, when a woman uses her hair around you in these ways, it's rarely random. One of the most telling signs of attraction is how she positions her body around you. A woman who desires you will instinctively adjust herself to face you. Her shoulders will align with yours, her torso will angle toward you, and she'll lean in just slightly, closing the invisible gap. This is primal alignment. It's the body saying, I'm open to you, and it goes deeper than posture. Watch for mirroring. If you lean in, she leans in. If you smile, she smiles. If you adjust your stance, she subconsciously follows. Mirroring is one of the clearest indicators of mutual attraction because it's unconscious. Her body can't help but respond to yours. And when that happens, it's not coincidence. It's chemistry. Let's return to the eyes because they deserve more attention. When a woman wants you, her gaze doesn't just meet yours, it consumes you. It strips away pretense. Have you ever caught her looking at you in a way that made your chest tighten, your pulse quicken, as if she was already imagining what it would feel like to be closer than words allow? That's the moment her eyes undress you. That's when politeness dies and lust becomes transparent. And when her gaze flicks down to your lips, that's the point of no return. That's her body begging for you to notice. That's the silent call for you to bridge the gap. Ignore it and you'll suffocate the moment. Recognize it and the world changes. Sometimes her signals become so obvious, so undeniable that even the most oblivious man can't miss them. She leans in closer than necessary. She bites her lip while staring into your eyes. She shifts her body nearer, inch by inch. At that point, the chemistry is screaming. She's inviting you in, giving you everything she's got without saying a word. And yet, too many men still fail to act. They hesitate, overthink, or worse, they ignore the obvious and walk away. Understand this. When a woman gives you these signs, she is risking vulnerability. She's putting herself out there in a way that feels dangerous to her. If you miss it, you're not just ignoring attraction, you're rejecting her. And rejection cuts deeper than you think. Now you might be asking, why do so many men miss these obvious signs? The answer is simple. Most men have been trained to look for the dramatic, the over-the-top flirting, the explicit invitation, the obvious statement. But women rarely operate that way. They communicate in whispers, not shouts, in gestures, not announcements. They speak through the language of the body because it allows them to test your awareness, your confidence, and your ability to lead without exposing themselves too much. If you fail to notice, she'll retreat. If you notice but hesitate, she'll lose interest. But if you see her signals and respond with calm, confident presence, that's when desire ignites into something undeniable. And here's where the Stoic mindset gives you an edge. A Stoic man doesn't chase, doesn't overreact, doesn't lose his center. He notices, he interprets, and he responds with calm strength. When you can see her signals without being consumed by them, you project the kind of presence that women crave. You're not desperate, you're not oblivious, you're aware, composed, and unshaken. That balance of awareness and restraint is magnetic. So the next time you're with a woman, ask yourself, did you see the signs? Did you catch the lust behind the look, the meaning behind the touch, the invitation hidden in a simple tilt of the head? Because it's all there, right in front of you. And if you've been blind to it before, don't let it happen again. Start noticing, start interpreting, start acting. Because whether she says it or not, her body is speaking a language of desire. And if you learn to read it, you'll never walk away from opportunities you didn't even know existed. So brother, the next time you see her lick her lips, tilt her head, brush your arm, flip her hair, or hold your gaze just a little too long, remember this: she's not just being polite. She's telling you exactly what she wants. She wants you. If this video opened your eyes, drop your thoughts in the comments below. What signs have you missed in the past? And what signs will you never ignore again? And make sure you subscribe to Stoic Advice for Men. This is where we reveal the truths most men overlook and help you rise above with strength, clarity, and confidence.